Next we're going to have Professor George Burns. Professor George Burns will present the Coastal Park Concept Plan. He's a clinical psychologist, professor of psychology, author of 7 books including Nature Guided Therapy. He's an international lecturer. He has spent much of his professional life researching, writing and teaching about the inherent values of human-nature interaction. Given his contribution to the psychology of well-being, he has been an invited specialist to the United Nations on creating a new world development paradigm based on happiness rather than economic values. In a recent book, Creating a Sustainable and Desirable Future, he was described as one of the 40 global thought leaders. For the last 4 decades, he's built a close connection with the Cape Heron region through schoolboys clubs and family holidays, and he now resides in the area. I present to you George Burns.
Thank you for the opportunity of being here and being able to talk about this, and to see all our seats full. And let me just try and wrench that out. Thank you for the crowd that's here. Why is adjunct professor of psychology interested in this area? Well, as Dawn mentioned, a lot of my professional life has been looking at how human nature interaction enhances our well-being, physically, psychologically, socially, spiritually. It's an area I've been working with, writing about, and the more that our populations increase, the more that we need pristine nature available to us. It really is as simple as that. And so, our population is predicted to go up 62% here in Rockingham in the next 20 years. We need to preserve these areas. Dawn also mentioned I've had a long personal association. Each of my son's birthdays for years, we had father-son camps over on Penguin Island, and the days when the huts were there and you could do that. I love this place. It's too precious to lose. So just to give you a little background as to how we came to the concept plan, following the meeting we had here in December last year, the steering committee was set up to look at this. 3 of us, Steve, Gavin and myself, worked on a concept planning group to look at organising this. The process that we went through is we examined various submissions that had been given to us about what people wanted. We looked at surveys that Hands Off Point Parent had done on people's wishes. We physically went out there and we walked just about every trail right through the park. We took a look at other parks and facilities around, including Kings Park, and asked what could be included here that would help us preserve this park and make it more usable for people and our children and grandchildren for the future. And hence the plan arose. As a group, when we looked at the aerial photographs, it made us realise, you drive down Safety Bay Road and you think there's a lake on one side and there's a point out on the other side. But as we drove down, as we looked at the aerial photographs, we realised just how this little bit of land already is surrounded by such a sea of housing. We are not asking for much to preserve this bit of green space here. This is what the keynote development will look like. It takes out a chunk of this land, 77 hectares, nearly 200 acres. And in the talks that we've been having, Peter and we've met with the leader of the opposition, we've met with the shadow ministers the other day, we've met with Rockingham City Council, we've met with Land Corps and other groups, and the plan is to start building from the eastern side, putting in residential development that will then hopefully fund the development of the canals, which will be about the middle of the project, if sufficient funds are there. This is going to take, according to Land Corp, 20 years to do. During the dredging stage, there are going to be hundreds of truck movements every day taking the material out. There's going to be infrastructure of roads being built, of residential blocks, the whole area being bulldozed, road closures, Point Perrin Road will no longer exist, people will have to come around through the construction areas. 20 years, this is probably the rest of my life. 25% of the life of our kids and our grandkids. We thought there's got to be a better way than doing this. And so we, as a steering committee, have a vision. And our vision is a fourfold vision. Firstly, for a nature-based recreational park. And by that we mean a park that's available for the people of Rockingham, the people of Western Australia. A park that's open to people across all socio-economic areas to avail themselves of. A park that will provide active and passive recreational facilities so that people can come here to walk and to cycle and to jog and to swim and to kayak and to snorkel. And people can come here to have picnics or sit on the beach or watch a sunset. Our vision is to have a tourist attracting coastal park. And Kings Park draws 6 million visitors a year. It's the 4th most visited city park in the world. Point Perrin offers a lot more. We also have all the coastal features. And as we looked at this too, as a planning group on this, one word came to mind, that this really is not separate areas, and I'll talk about it in separate areas tonight, but it is actually one continuous park that links Lake Richmond through the Central Cape area out to Point Perrin and includes the Shoalwater Marine Park. It needs to be seen as one whole, and so we took it in that whole in our planning. We look at it as a park that will attract tourists, and I'll talk a little more about that, but there are many features in terms of the terrestrial features, the lake features, the coastal features, the marine life features here that hold a lot of appeal. Tourists overall say that what they want most is unspoiled nature, not built areas. This is what attracts people to Australia and to Western Australia and hopefully to this region. We would like to see a diverse conservation park that includes some of those features that I've mentioned, but includes conservation of a major section of the whole of Point Perrin. And our vision is also to have an economically viable and sustainable park. We've looked at figures on being able to do that, and I will show you those in a little while. When we met with Mark McGowan, one comment that he made is that this is a low-cost option. It is a low-cost option compared to digging it out over 20 years to put in the canals. It's low cost, it's low impact, it's low risk, and it's high quality for everyone. So what we've done is divided our planning up into 4 sections. Firstly, I'll talk about the Central Cape area, or as it's known as Point Perrin. The whole lot's known as Point Perrin for a long time. The features of these are in your book, so you can talk, have a read of them later. But we'll start at the north, I'll work our way down. Most of the park features we plan putting down along the Safety Bay Road area where they are accessible for people. And this is a concept plan. This is not a fixed or a permanent. They're ideas that we've put together. They are open for discussion and input. And then we'll come back up to the north again and work down in the interior of it.